Hey, we're here with Nick and Woody from Plants and Animals. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us. Really appreciate it. Your new record, La La Land, comes out in April, and it's a follow-up to what was a critically acclaimed record, Park Avenue. And I grabbed it first because, I pretend I'm from Montreal. I was born in Montreal, but I moved here when I was really young. I was 3 months old. I pretend to be a Montrealer. I still have family there. So whenever I see something that tweaks my interest about Montreal, I grab it immediately. And I knew Park Avenue, and obviously you guys are from Montreal, so I was immediately intrigued. And I put it on, and what struck me at first when I listened to Park Avenue is how eclectic your sound is. It's not just one song. It's not a pop melody here and something crunchy there. It's your music tends to be very eclectic in its nature, and so that was really refreshing for me as somebody who listens to like a lot of folk music, but a lot of roots music as well. And I found it so refreshing to hear a record like that. And so when I got word of La La Land from the record label, I was equally psyched to hear what was going on. And then I got the record. And so if you don't mind, I just want to ask you about a couple of tracks on the record that just show how eclectic this band is in sound and in lyrics and stuff like that. And then just talk about, what's going on with you guys, because you're about to start a crazy tour again, right?
Here we go.
Tom Cruise is the first single from the record, and I think the first song on the record, if memory serves. What is it? An ode to Mr. Cruz, or is it a?
The story is that was actually the first song that we recorded as well. We had a 2 or 3 day session before Christmas, a year and a couple of months ago, without much plan or vision for the full length record. It was just let's get together, let's get in the studio, let's start throwing down some ideas, and being pre-Christmas and all, we fueled our session with Rum and Coke because that's a Christmas drink.
Absolutely.
And that led to a certain feeling within us that led to the song, and that certain feeling. It made us feel like Tom Cruise. If I felt like that now, maybe I'd jump on this couch.
Yeah, I was going to say you're not.
But I don't
proclaim your love for somebody or anything.
I don't.
Yeah.
I need get me a Rum and Coke.
He's an easy mark, though, I guess, whether you're drunk or not.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's a genius.
He is a genius. American Idol, another track that is very different from the first one, but again. You seem to hit on a lot of pop culture stuff in your music, but not necessarily the show American Idol, but just the whole idea of being this individual that everybody's looking up to, I guess, is the idea behind American Idol, right? And so can you talk a bit about that tune?
Well, that song, it's has a lot of a Rolling Stone feel to it. It has a sax solo in it, which is pretty crazy, and got us really excited. And we really wanted to have horns on the record, and we're listening a lot in the van to some old David Bowie record, and he has a lot of saxophone, a lot of record from that period had a sax solo in their song. And we had a friend of ours, that Colin Stenson, who's an amazing saxophone player, that was willing to come to the studio, and we didn't at first. It was really to play horn parts on the record, and Woody pushed for the sax solo. It was his vision, and it ripped that crazy saxophone solo that blew our mind and made sense with the song, with the vibe of the song. So that was something that made that's a big characteristic, I think, with that song. And compared to the old record, I think that song also have all the guitars are really tiny sounding, which is not really what you used to do. We were really looking for a more jangly, small sound. And in terms of lyrics, I mean, Warren writes the lyrics. It'd probably be better than me to talk about it, but there's something about the superficiality in the song, and at the same time, it's not a joke. It's really sang with a lot of energy, a lot of soul. So there's something that works for me, and that it's funny. The title is funny, but at the same time, there's something earnest about it. It's real, and we're not joking. We're playing it for real, and we're the sax solo is a really good sax solo. We played the best we can. So yeah.
Is it easier? You record in your own studio. Is it easier to just get up and jam? Like, say we're going to the studio, we're going to jam out a few numbers.
Yeah, well, it's not our studio as much as it's studios run by friends of ours,
Right.
and we feel very at home there, and we can, we have the luxury of being able to book it for big chunks of time and not necessarily pay the kind of money that you'd have to pay to book a lot of other studios and be looking at the clock all the time. So we can mess around with a lot of ideas, and jam on things, trial and error ourselves, into oblivion.